Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman.
And I'm the captain.
We've got Doppel Marshall in the house.
Doppel Marshall, there. I was thinking of some video conceptuales.
Conceptuales.
And I thought there's a lot of products out there that perhaps are made by the same manufacturer, but designed for two different kind of audiences. And I thought we'd start a little series of videos of, you know, like, let's start like Strat versus Telly or Les Paul versus SG. So they're not really like which is best. They're more like who's it aimed at sort of thing. So we're doing today Marshall DSL versus Marshall Origin.
Obviously the DSL better.
Obviously the Origin. No, do you know what? They're neither. So here's the timeline. Origin, think original Marshalls, JTMs, Super Leads, all that kind of stuff. Think about that kind of essence and vibe, but in an amplifier that's made, you know, more affordable nowadays in a range of heads and combos, but very simple. So we've got one channel, we've got a boosty control, we've got no reverb built in. It's just simples.
Classy.
Simples, like the Russian meerkat in the money supermarket adverts. Simples. DSL, kind of think where JCM 800 kind of started and then went to 900 and then into JCM 2000, JVM, all that kind of stuff. So think more modern. DSL stands for dual super lead, so two channels. But imagine like MIDI, different modes within each preamp, foot switch that you can do everything from, all that kind of malarkey.
There's a lot of functionality.
Functionality.
You can shape it to your shift,
so
which is nice.
I've got lots of pedals on the floor because I'm thinking this is the kind of amp that'll appeal to a pedal man.
I have very few pedals on the floor. I've got the TU3 from Boss. I've got the 808 from
Ryra.
Ryra. Sounds like someone trying to say.
Your repaired amp is the...
Right, okay. I've got a CE2 from Chorus and I've got an MXR Carbon Cop A. Let's start with the fact that he goes clean crunch or OD1, OD2. I'm on the clean.
Yeah.
It's kind of a warm clean. And with this beautiful V2 ML2, it sounds like this. If I kind of tube screamery kind of
tube screamer,
you get kind of.
Oh,
which is a nice tone, and you could push it obviously if you wanted to, but the best way to push it is with your finger on the crunch button. It is now Captain Crunch, and thusly would sound like this on a middle pickup. I think it really deserves that face.
Yeah,
it's got a nice sound to it.
Yeah, I mean, Marshall amplifiers have always had a bright, punchy sound. They're not really known for having a deep, bassy sort of sound. Really, it's a throwback to what made them so popular to gig with in the first point, because it doesn't mess up. You know, the bass player is going to be where he is, and the drummer and the keyboard player, and you're just going to punch through like a Mike Tyson slap to the face.
Right. Well, if we add this crunch and put a bit of tube screamy on, here is without. Very, very classic Marshall sound. So that's the clean crunch. Then we go to OD1
in the ultra gain mode.
So OD1 ultra gain. You can tell it's OD1 because it's green.
Yeah,
green is cleaner.
Yes, it is.
And that will give you this kind of vitality. I must admit, I've dialed the gain back quite a bit because we're in a fairly low volume, and at a low volume, it can be a bit fizzy. I could push it.
Push it.
Or I could push it with my finger and go 82 and put it back where it was, and now it's a proper... And you have a lot of tones. Obviously, these can be affected by the equalization, which is great. Reverb per channel. By the way, here's all of the reverb. It's not loads.
No.
It's just enough.
But you wouldn't want any more unless you were trying to do some sort of surf sound, would you? You know,
but you totally would not want more.
Yeah.
By the way, the crunch is my favourite tone from this amplifier.
Yeah.
But then also you've got presence and resonance, makes a big, big, big difference.
Resonance will wind the bass end in. I might like
right.
that.
And if you back off the presence, you'll get rid of some of that fizz.
You're staying with maximum reverb, I see.
Yes, which will afford you the... That sounds great. That's my amplifier.
Can you, with the chorus and a higher gain thing, can you do that Joe Satriani thing? Because this is the kind of amp that he would. I mean, he uses TSL, right? Or is it JVM? No, JVM. That's right.
But he uses a clean channel and then just uses gain from his pedals.
Does he really?
He does. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Well, neither did I until I spent some time looking at his actual amp at Marshall when he'd been rehearsing.
Oh, cool, man.
And he went, and the guy that was there went, oh yeah, he just uses a clean channel. And
with a Boss DS1.
Yeah, literally. It was... That doesn't sound anything like Joe
Too much reverb as well.
I'll try it on the cleaner version.
The Tube Screamer and just all the gain from the amp, or was the Tube Screamer better? It's up to you, man. Whatever you... So there you go. So that's the DSL 40. There's a whole range of DSL amplifiers, right from a little 5 watt, I think, up to 100 watt. Some of the features will change, obviously, as you go up through the range, and you'll get more functionality as you go up through the range. We'll put links in the description below. Maybe at some point during this video, Rory will have overlaid the basic features of the DSL 40. But there you go. So now we're on to Origin 50. It's the same size combo, same size speaker, different speaker, 10 more watts, but it's largely irrelevant, I would have said.
Say, Lee, what's that mega tasty, slightly affordable guitar you're playing?
This is a version 2 Chapman ML1 standard traditional. So, first and foremost, my amplifier now is on its non-boosted mode, so it's just effectively its cleanest mode. And I'm using a reverb pedal from my pedal board, everything plugged into the front end. So it's got a snappier kind of a clean sound, I think, than the DSL.
And is that reverb coming from the amp or your
just
pedal
the pedal
board?
I think people often associate just Marshall with just driven amplifiers, but the older Marshalls, you know, JTM 45 and the like, have got great clean sounds. Again, not known for the big bell-like Fender bottom end. But that's literally just reverb. If I want to try and push the amplifier, I have got this preamp boost just pulled out of there, which is foot switchable. I think it's the only thing on the amp that is foot switchable. Probably
That's a boost, all right.
Probably get shot by the soundman there. It doesn't audibly add a lot of gain. It just seems to add... Really just feels like more volume. I think if I turn the master down, this is about as cranked as... I do have a 3-position low, mid and high volume switch over here. I can always try the low mode. Now I kind of like that. So
yeah,
we're now in the low mode, but we have cranked the jahibas out of this. If I was to put a drive pedal, well, it's not even a drive pedal, it's just a boost pedal in front of it here. Ooh, I have to compensate with my reverb. So you might even start to sort of go, that is more traditional. There's a real different school of thought. You know, some people like that super saturated, gainy kind of tone, and it totally works for some sort of music. And then I think there are other people who the school of thought is, actually, let me just have that more raw, cranked kind of tone. So that's your sort of thing with the Origin versus DSL. If I put a more traditional high gain pedal over the top of it, I still don't really get the amount of saturation that's on that one. And it's a different...
You would with the right pedal, I guess.
Yeah. More. So it is, I think, a lot of the time with any clean amplifier or cleanish amplifier, it is absolutely about finding the pedals and the pedal settings that work well with it.
Totally.
That's a nice tone. That's a snake oil very thing. And I say and a Mjolnir. It would be if the Mjolnir was turned on. Let's try it now.
So it was just the very thing.
It was just the very thing. A bit over the top, that, isn't it? That's probably a more sensible, usable tone. But I guess that, again, going back to the original concept of this video, it's about an amplifier with very few features, but that's just wants to just push a bit and use some pedals and get some old classic tones, versus an amplifier with loads of features that, arguably you don't need any pedals for.
Sure.
Apart from maybe the one that, it comes with one that allows you to switch all the stuff on the front.
Yeah.
I'm kind of amazed that it's even got MIDI. So if you are, if you're a user of some
MIDI.
Crazy outboard stuff, then, you could get all of your patch changes and everything controlled from
that's, from the 90s, isn't it, really? 90s, beginning of 90s, DSL?
The original English DSL stuff, or the British DSL stuff, the Far Eastern DSL is probably 10 years old, maybe.
I forgot this is not English DSL.
None of these are English. These are all affordable. They're about the same price, I think. They're both about the £600 to £700 mark. Again, links in the description below. Can I just play an A chord versus your A chord? Maybe we should swap guitars. Sorry, you switched off.
That's a good idea. Let's swap guitars.
And then you'll kind of get an A versus A, just to see what you think.
C or A?
Can I just do that?
Oh yeah, sorry, I was.
So that's
well,
like
I need
classic...
to get a sound that's like yours, though. Yeah. So I'm going to get a sound.
Maybe not like.
Whoa!
Apologies.
Play yours.
So this. What I like about this is no pedals from Rob. This is just amp. Whereas this is a snake oil pedal from me. Quite a bit more bass end,
yeah, it's quite full. I got a lot of the resonance wound up. If I back off the resonance, I'll be similar to you. So Lee, what speakers in that?
Let's try a different distortion pedal, see if it...
I can get that too.
Yeah, I think I like the DSL.
That sounds like my crunch channel with this.
Maybe it's just the fact that... Change guitars again. Maybe it's just the fact that the single coils are allowing more...
brightness.
Depth as well. No, I think I'm liking the DSL.
And to get that tone, it would be...
Okay, so and there you go. So that potentially is video one in a whole series of videos that Andertons will be doing around sort of one thing versus another, but within the same family.
Can we call it Countdown Till Uncle Anderton?
You can call it anything you like.
Uncle Captain.
Anyway.
That's better than Uncle Anderton. See you later.
Bye.